providing value-added services such as stickering, repackaging, and bundling. So, warehouse management system, what is it? The key part of supply chain management that primarily aims to control the movement and storage of material within the operational process and the associated transactions. The system also directs and optimizes stock put away based on real-time information about the status of bin utilization. Having a WMS in place means you don't depend on people's experience, the system has the intelligence. Warehouse management system utilizes auto ID data capture technology such as barcode scanners, mobile computers, wireless LANs, and potentially RFID to efficiently monitor the flow of products. Once the data has been collected, it needs to be transmitted on real-time basis to the central database. The database will then provide useful reports about the status of goods in the warehouse. The WMS should have a flexible location system, utilize user-defined parameters to direct warehouse tasks, use live documents to execute these tasks, and have some built-in level of integration with data collection devices. Challenge was to provide a state-of-the-art, customized short and long-term warehouse management solution that can exceed customers' expectation. It was divided in two phases. The phase one was short-term customized solution for traditional warehousing operation, and the phase two was customized long-term solution best suited to modern distribution center and warehousing operations. Time constraint was short-term customized solution was needed immediately, and long-term customized solution was needed 1 year of the commitment. So cost constraint, solution to be provided within the budget that would have been otherwise be required to run a normal IT department. So practically no budget for the project. So design strategy, we developed to design, develop, and implement a basic version suitable to a traditional warehousing operation and run operations in short term, then ensure the solution is best suited for the customer's operation. Form a team and go for long-term permanent modern warehousing and distribution center solution. Team, myself was the project in charge. The area of responsibility was process definition, business analysis and design. My area of expertise, supply chain management and business analysis and design of the softwares. So team member, the next team member was Rashid, who was the IT manager, and his responsibility was database design and development, and his expertise is IT. And our third member, who is from operational side, his responsibility was the process implementation. Phase one, we achieved inventory accuracy, operational efficiencies, system-dependent, well-monitored operation. And in phase two, we defined workflow, designed user-friendly interfaces, provided training, we run operations on trial run, and made adjustments wherever required. So what is the different than available WMSs, whatever is off the shelf or through big companies is available? Each process is system-dependent. Process visibility on LAN and through web-based live dashboards to provide remote monitoring and control of warehouse activities to the client and to the top management. Transparency of operations, auto-generated email alerts, web-based interactive activity reports. In-house developed, it was in-house developed, thus easily can be tailored to client's need. Flexibility to integrate with any ERP. So key benefits to the organization was cost saving, customer satisfaction, operational excellence, and it provided competitive edge to the company. Key learning. IT-dependent systems proved to be more efficient, cost-effective, and reliable. Always play leader's role instead of manager's role. Team building and retention is key to success. For bringing change, following needs to be changed. From employee-employer culture to ownership culture. From reactive mode to proactive mode. From tried and tested solutions to innovative and out-of-box ideas. From risk-averse approach to risk-taker approach. So credits goes to management that has provided support, project team has provided leadership role, and the whole team worked very hard. This was all about the project. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tariq Saab. And we're sorry for this sort of small mess up right now, and we're fixing that. Next, I'd like to call Ms. Bushra Naz Malik from Maple Leaf Cement to give us a brief on her projects.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, I am grateful to ICAP and the jury for selecting our project for today. Before I introduce the project itself, Let me explain the environment which made it essential for us to create this project. Cement industry decided to double its capacity when the annual growth rate was 19%. The local demand, however, only grew at 8% and then declined by 14% in 2009. The capacity utilization, which peaked at 91% in 2005, declined to 74% in 2009, with local component less than 50%. Amidst this environment, Maple Leaf suffered cash crunch, firstly due to huge losses amounting to 4.2 billion in 3 years. Secondly, because it had initiated a capital project of 3.2 billion. And lastly, due to upcoming principal obligations. As the selling prices declined by more than 25%, the projected cash flow showed that company will not be able to fulfill its commitments, hence the project was needed. Our objectives for this project was to be proactive and inform the banks of the upcoming problem so that default could be avoided, which would not only have damaged the group's reputation, but also affected the normal business of sister concerns. Further, we did not want a simple extension as it would have solved the problem in the short term only. We wanted a sustainable model. The project included restructuring of Sukuk and syndicate finance consisting of 52 different investors ranging from individuals, mutual funds, investment banks, and commercial banks. Restructuring of term finance, which included 50% refinance by State Bank, rescheduling of Ijara, and an injection of equity by sponsors. The major challenges we faced were that banks did not want to divert from their traditional model. Hence, the strategy we used was to first convince the funds who did not have fixed notions in their heads. Secondly, the banks wanted to club all lenders together in order to gain negotiation power. The strategy we used was to convince the term lender to remain separate. Thirdly, as the lenders were of different type, each had different perspective and spoke different language. So we had to know the sensitive points of each class separately and then come up with a model which could be sustainable and acceptable to all. The fourth major challenge was to keep the momentum. As restructuring is a time-consuming exercise, the lenders tend to lose interest. For us, it was more challenging because we had to keep the tempo of 52 different institutions. The strategy we used was to shift to Karachi during this period. The main benefits of the project were that we were able to avoid the default from happening. Most interesting features that we agreed were total period became 11 years, interest moratorium of 1.5 years amounting to 1.6 billion was kept in an interest-free account payable in 6 years, fresh loan of 300 million to be injected in working capital along with equity of 1 billion to cover existing deficit, interest rate reduction of around 100 bips, and working capital commitments on existing terms for next 4 years. Further, we were also able to reduce the transaction costs relating to equity by obtaining special approval from SECP.